Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stop Being Sold, a community of informed consumers who are sick and tired of being sold financial products they don't understand or need. So if you are tired of being a transaction, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you never miss another video from us. How are you, Brian?
Hey, Michelle, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good. Thank you so much. So today's video is important, not super sexy, but very important. We're going to be covering the critical tax changes for 2022 and what you need to know before you file.
Yeah, taxes, it's that time of the year. These are some critical changes you must know and be on the lookout for some of the things that we're talking about. So make sure, look, some of us don't check our mail all the time.
Right.
Some of it, we throw stuff away sometimes. There's a couple items in here that you need to make sure. So stay tuned to it when we get to that section. So,
Okay, fantastic. All right, let's start. What's the first thing people need to know?
Easiest thing this year is, Michelle, we got extra days to file. So tax day for 2022 is officially April 18th instead of the 15th because Emancipation Day holiday in Washington, D.C.
Is on
falls
April
on the
15th.
15th.
Okay.
Also, if you live in Massachusetts and Maine, you've got till April 19th due to Patriots Day. So for many of us, we've got a few extra days to, if we pay taxes, you got a few extra days before you got to write that check. So
Awesome.
kind of nice.
Good to know. All right. So I do know that one of the changes is there's going to be an increased standard deduction. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, there was an increase for the 2021 tax year. Standard deduction is now $12,550 for single, married filed separate. And then if you're married filing joint, it's $25,100 and then $18,800 standard deduction for head of household for 2021. So this is some nice increases there. So
absolutely. All right. So let's talk about the child tax credit and how that plays into all this.
Okay. This is a sticky situation here. And you got to be careful in this. First of all, the question is, did you receive advance payments of the child tax credit in 2021? Some of us were allowed to opt out of it.
Right.
But those of you that opt into it, look, you were getting monthly payments of like $250 a month for kids between the age of 6 and 17, or $300 a month for kids under the age of 6. You got the 6 months up front. And I'll repeat that, up front. It was an advanced payment. So you need to be on the lookout for a letter, and the letter is going to, on the outside, it's going to be, has IRS on it, and it's going to say letter 6419, 6,419. This is the form you're going to need to get the other half of your payments added to your tax refund, as long as your income still qualifies.
Okay.
So remember, these the child tax credit advances were based on your 2019 and 2020 incomes. Now, if you made too much money in 2021, you may not receive the other 6 months. So you just got to be careful on it. So that letter 6419, when you get it, it's going to show the amount that you did receive. And when you're filing your taxes, or your CPA's doing it, or you're using TurboTax or something online like that, they're going to ask you that, did you receive this letter? If so, you input the numbers from that letter into your tax form, and it will automatically calculate and show you. You'll either not get the additional 6 months or will. The majority will get it unless your income drastically changed. So.
Okay. All right. So speaking of tax credits, did anything change with the earned income tax credit?
Yeah, earned income tax credit also went up for the 2021 tax year. Ranges now go from $1,502 up to $6,728, depending on your filing status and how many children that you have. Okay. And here's a key though. You can either use your 2019 income or 2021 income to calculate the credit, and use whichever number gives you the bigger credit.
Interesting.
Also, you ain't even got to have a child to qualify for this credit because it's income based.
So. Got it. Okay. All right. So real quick. So you can use either your 2019 or your 2021 income to
Yes.
calculate your credit, and you use whichever number gets you the bigger credit.
Yeah, and if you're having a CPA done it or someone that does your taxes for you, they'll understand that because that's in their guidelines. And same
Okay.
with the online, it'll calculate if you use an online tax service, like I use Tax Act. I've used it for years. If you use a service like that, it automatically tells you which one would be better if you got the child tax credit. So,
Okay. All right. Okay. What other changes do we need to be aware of?
real quick, while we're on the earned income tax credit, note, by law, if you qualify for earned income tax credit, IRS can legally not send you a refund till mid-February, no matter how early you file. And I agree on this. Yes, it's worth waiting a few more weeks because there was so much fraud back in the day that they realized, we better step back a little bit because we're giving out so much funds here for child tax credits that people were abusing the system. So now you have to wait till at least mid-February to actually get your refund.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. So what else?
okay, let's go. How about if you receive stimulus checks from the economic impact payments? You know, there was 3 different ones. And so if you did receive any, you want to be on the lookout for another letter. And that letter is 6475. So 6475. And it'll say your third economic impact payment. That letter will be coming in the mail to you. This letter will help you determine if you're entitled to and should you claim what is the Recovery Rebate Act on your 2021 tax return. It only applies to the third round of stimulus payments.
Okay.
These were advance payments and that could be claimed of the Recovery Rebate Credit. It could be claimed in your 21 tax return. Most people have already received these payments, Michelle. However, if you're missing the stimulus payments, that information on that letter will help you get that extra added to your refund for this year.
It'll help you determine if you're eligible to claim it. Okay.
And they'll automatically, Michelle, they'll automatically add it to your refund for you. So,
Okay. All right.
so make sure you're on the lookout for that. So,
okay. So one thing I've read is that there are changes for charity, giving cash to charity.
oh yeah, yeah. This is a big one. There's an increased deduction for cash charitable contributions this year. You can get still take the standard deduction and still deduct up to $300 for single filers and $600 for joint filers. This is huge because before you could only take the standard deduction, and the only way you could get the deduction for your charity is if you itemize. Well, most people didn't itemize because the standard deduction was higher. So
right. Okay. All right. Is there anything any other changes?
Not changes wise that pertains to a lot of people, but expect delays this year, especially if you mail in your returns. I highly recommend that you e-file and your CPA or your tax service, whatever, they e-file. Make sure you e-file because of the backlog of paper returns. It could take 6 months or longer to get your refunds back this year. So be careful in that. Don't mail it in. The last I heard, which was in late December, there was a 9 million income tax returns behind that the IRS was still trying to catch up on. So do not mail them in.
Okay. E-file. Got it.
E-file. Yeah, make it simple. That's it.
Thank you for this information, Brian. Appreciate it. And thanks to everyone who's watched to the very end. If you like the content of this video, we'd appreciate you hit that like button. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss another video from us. Thank you, everybody. And thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Michelle. Have a great day, everyone.